Hey there, welcome to the cool side of YouTube. Sorry, couldn't resist. This here is a speed draw that I'm doing now. I've recently started doing a Mass Effect RPG with a bunch of peeps that I know from LARP and all that sort of shit. And yeah, this is my guy, Skarl, a Krogan Vanguard. And like, I've only played like one proper game of it at the moment, and I absolutely fucking love it, because I always love playing as Vanguard, because charge, really, and then as soon as I discovered I can be a Krogan with charge, with dual Omni Blades, there was nothing else that I was going to go with. So yeah, he was originally meant to be like this really chill Paragon guy who worked in private security beforehand. When I got to playing him, yeah, it didn't quite work out. So, when we first started, we had an incident where there was a stowaway on the ship, and we entered this room, and it was very obvious that she was there, so I used my background, just have a quick scan of the room, and I noticed a rustling going on in a locker. So then I was like, okay, is the locker attached to the wall? Yes, the locker is attached to the wall. Can it be not attached to the wall? So I just basically ripped it out, and the DM's like, yeah, you hear a voice in there, you know, it sounds like a young girl, you know, she's frightened, she's scared. I'm just like, yeah, just fucking throw the locker on the ground. Kick the door open, shove a gun in her face, you know? That's how we greet people. So yeah, I abandoned the Paragon route quite quickly, although I'm trying to make him where he can get quite protective over people he likes, but generally he does seem to resolve problems by smashing them or talking about smashing them. So you may have noticed my guy has a scar. Well, he's only been on one mission, and he did not have that scar when he started. Basically, we were being chased by these Turians who had turned feral with this biotic implant, and so we just bolted into the next room. My guy, being pretty hench, was like, yep, I'll bar the door, slammed the thing shut, and then we had this chap called Pedro who was like, I can help, and just tossed a grenade, the idea of just like cleaning out all the bad guys. But then I was like, dude, I'm closing the door, I'm also very big. Why you do this? And then the DM made him roll, and the grenades bounced off of the closing door and exploded in my face. And yeah, as soon as that happened, like all the lights in the room just like went out, and I was just screaming, Pedro, if I can find you, I'm gonna fucking kill ya. Although there was this sniper then just came out of nowhere, and then the killing had to wait. But I did ban him from grenades, which I don't think he appreciated too much. But my favourite moment from Skarl's first outing was the finale. Now, the mission we were tasked with was the council wanted us to go and pick up a war criminal. This guy had some very vital information, and everyone in the briefing room was aware of how much of a piece of shit he was. But we kind of needed the info, so we had to bring him out alive. When we got into the facility, we found that he had modified these implants and had used these biotic implants to turn everyone in the station feral, and he just let them kill each other for his own amusement. And so eventually we had this massive fight, and we defeated him, and we had to make a quick exit from the ship because everything was blowing up, because he's a fucking asshole and just like put a failsafe protocol in. So we're just hauling his ass out of there while he's laughing, because he knows that we can't lay a finger on him. Oh, look at all the people I've killed, look at all the fun we're having. And we all just had enough, really. So when we got onto a ship and extracted, we just looked behind us, saw the station explode, and we thought of all the people we'd killed. And Pedro took it the worst, because the last mission he had, they also had to commit genocide on a planet as well, so he was guilt-racked at this point. Once we were all on the ship, he then put a bullet in this guy's skull. Then I was just immediately pissed off, because like, I didn't want to save this person, but we had to for the sake of the mission, and now that you've killed him, everyone on that station died for nothing. So I just picked Pedro up, threw him into the other side of the room, and just started wailing on him, while our chief medical officer then took the guy we were meant to extract, rush him to the medical room, pump him through as much Omnigel as possible, and just try and revive him. As I was just jostling against Pedro, he just gave me this 10,000 yard stare look, and I just realised there was no point reasoning with him. I was just talking to a broken man, so I dropped him to the floor and just walked away in disgust. What I didn't suspect was Pedro had had enough, and I think that was the final straw. And as I was walking away, he pulled a gun out, and instead of using it on me, he used it on himself. And Skarl didn't know what to do. The medical officer now had 2 patients in critical condition. One was vital to the mission, the other was just a crewmate, and he didn't have time to just save them both, so he opted to save the war criminal, the asshole, while we just all stood there and just watched this pool of blood slowly grow in the ship's hangar bay. And then on the ride back, the medical officer just locked himself in a room. He refused to go out and see anyone. Skarl again confined himself to the armory and was just like aggressively taking it out on all the targets, smashing whatever shit he could. The war criminal, he was delivered to the council and he got a pardon. So he's living in some fancy estate somewhere. And yeah, it's fucked all the crew up, and I don't know how we're gonna deal with it, but it was a fucking amazing first session. But yeah, here he is. Hopefully by the time I've done all this rambling, he'll be done now, and you can see him, see how cool he looks. So yeah, it was the first speed draw I've done in a while. Hope you enjoyed it. Probably gonna do some more at some point. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. You know you want to. Toodaloo, motherfuckers.